The silent erosion of refined carbs and sugar. Hello everyone, and welcome to this episode sponsored by Vitaquous Ltd. Today, we are diving into a critical topic regarding our diet, the profound impact of refined starches and high sugar foods on our bodies. What are refined carbohydrates? First, let's clarify what we mean by refined carbohydrates. Simply put, these are foods that have been processed to remove their fiber and essential nutrients. Think of white rice, white bread, cakes, mooncakes, and sugary drinks like cola or milk tea. The common trait among these foods is that they cause a rapid spike in blood sugar immediately after consumption. Science reveals, damaging starts sooner than you think. According to the latest scientific research, the harm caused by these foods starts much faster than we previously imagined. Researchers have found that consuming a diet high in refined carbohydrates for just 15 consecutive days is enough to cause observable changes in our blood vessels. This is not an exaggeration, it is a concrete scientific finding. Imagine pouring a corrosive substance down a pipe every day. At first, you might not see the damage on the outside, but the inner walls are already eroding. Our blood vessels react the same way. How does the damage happen? Let's break down this process into 4 understandable steps. Increased oxidative stress. When you drink a soda or eat a sugary snack, a massive amount of sugar enters your bloodstream. This triggers the production of oxidative substances. Think of it like rusting. These substances damage the cells lining your blood vessels. Activation of chronic inflammation. Once the vessels are damaged, the body triggers an inflammatory response to fix it. However, if you eat these foods every day, the inflammation never stops. It becomes chronic. It's like picking at a scab before it can heal. It never gets better. Accumulation of glycation ages. High blood sugar causes sugar molecules to stick to proteins, forming what scientists call advanced glycation and products ages. These substances make vessel walls stiff and brittle, losing their elasticity much like an old rubber band that snaps when stretched. Endothelial dysfunction. The innermost layer of your blood vessels is called the endothelium. It is responsible for regulating how vessels expand and contract. When this layer is compromised, the blood vessels lose their ability to self-regulate. The cumulative effect, decades of erosion. A key concept to remember is that this damage is cumulative. Conditions like hypertension and arteriosclerosis don't happen overnight. They are the result of years of daily choices. If you start consuming high sugar drinks and refined starches in your 20s, by the time you reach 50, your blood vessels have endured 30 years of continuous damage. Research confirms this damage penetrates layer by layer. It starts at the innermost lining and eventually affects the smooth muscles, permanently altering the structure of the vessel wall. The long-term consequence, irreversible changes. This is the most concerning part. Once blood vessels reach a certain level of stiffness, it is extremely difficult to reverse. Scientists view vascular aging as a primary irreversible risk factor for cardiovascular disease. While some medications and lifestyle changes can offer slight improvements in the early stages, returning them to the supple, the elastic state of a youth is nearly impossible. What does this mean for the future? Hypertension. Stiff vessels cannot buffer blood pressure effectively. Heart disease. The heart has to pump much harder against resistant pipes. Stroke and kidney failure. Hardened vessels are more likely to rupture or become blocked, damaging vital organs. Conclusion. To summarize our theme today, the damage from refined starches and sugar begins in a surprisingly short time, and the long-term result is the irreversible hardening of our blood vessels. This isn't fear-mongering, it is a fact confirmed by repeated scientific studies. Our dietary choices every single day are deciding the fate of our vascular system and our health for decades to come. Prevention is always better than a cure. Starting today, let's reduce refined carbs, choose whole grains, and filling our plates with fresh produce to give our vessels a chance to stay resilient. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.